situation. Give me the screen sharing option, then I'll be able to share, I think.
Just a sec.
One.
Ma'am, I've given you mine.
Okay, okay. Think so I think now you can see my screen. Okay, so let us see. You have which unit? You said you have doubt.
Ma'am, the graphs of fourth and
Graphs.
fifth
That is unit 4.
yeah. Fifth, ma'am.
Unit 5.
Imperfect
Okay.
mode. Yeah.
So 1 minute. We'll go to 5th unit. See, unit 3 and 4 are actually the same units. Sorry, unit 4 and 5 are the same units. So, unit 4, we will discuss about perfect competition. So, perfect competition, I think all of you understood the features like existence of same kind of product and existence of same kind of price and large number of buyers and sellers, perfect knowledge for the consumers, perfect knowledge about the market situation by the producers, and perfect mobility of factors of production. So this is unit 4. So in unit 4 you have perfect competition. So what I have explained now, all these are the features of perfect competition. Anyhow, you have to study features of all kinds of market situations, that is features of perfect competition, features of monopoly, features of oligopoly, features of monopolistic competition. Okay, is that clear? Next, um, see about the markets, how price and quantity are determined in a perfectly competitive market structure. Okay, and see, for short run there are no different diagrams, for long run no different diagrams. Okay, we are talking about, just respond, is my voice clear and audible?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes,
Yes.
ma'am.
Yes,
Yes,
Yeah.
ma'am.
ma'am.
Yes.
Okay, so first thing is, you all know about, understood now about features. Now in short run or long run, the diagrams are the same. For example, in the short period, the sellers can have, for example, here sellers can have a profit situation which is shown in firm 1, and firm 2, as it is also written, it is shown loss situation. So in the short period, In perfect competition, the sellers can have a profit situation, sellers can also have a loss kind of situation. But coming to the long run, in the long run, there won't be profit, there won't be any loss, there will be only a standard no profit no loss situation, that is normal profit situation, what we call, okay, normal situation. So this is all these two diagrams belong to short period in perfect competition. Okay, I think that is a doubt someone asked. Okay, in short period, seller can either have in the short period you can sellers can either have a profit kind of situation, because sometimes demand may be so good, sometimes people may demand, or sometimes people tastes may become so high for your product, you may have a profit situation. Like we have discussed one case study of organic products. So in the short period they were all having, the organic products were having a profit situation. But coming to the longer period, firms will have no profit no loss situation only. Okay, they will have only no profit and no loss situation. The reason being free entry free exit, which is one of the core features of perfect competition. See here, free entry and free exit. Okay, because of free entry and free exit, see here, free entry free exit, because of that sellers will only have a no profit no loss situation. Because if some sellers are having profit, others will come and join the market. If some sellers are having loss, some inside sellers will leave the market and go off. So whatever demand, whatever market share is will be distributed among the existing sellers. So this is with respect to perfect competition, that is unit 4. Any specific doubt in this? Okay, so all the three, this is profit situation. Only thing is, I think there is no difficulty in this, don't be confused. Just write the AL curve. Okay, this is AL, average revenue curve, this itself is a demand curve, this itself is a marginal revenue curve. And insert one average cost curve which tells about the which will explain about the average cost of the product, and one marginal cost curve. Okay, equilibrium will be at that particular point where there is a the MC would be intersecting with the MR. Here this is the E1 equilibrium. Okay, from here draw a line to touch the cost curve. So that will this average cost curve will explain how much cost the seller is spending to produce the product. And this parallel curve is a revenue curve, that itself is a demand curve. It will tell how much revenue he is getting in the market. So this will determine the profit. And always profit means revenue will be high, cost will be down. Okay, so practice once or twice, then you will get. I think we did in the class itself, we did three, if I remember right, 3 times we have drawn this diagram. Any specific issue in this? Only characteristics you remember, and both the diagrams, one is showing profit, one is showing loss, and both of them will be for short period only. In the long period it will be no cost, no, there will be normal profit situation and no loss and no huge profit situation. Okay, this is unit 4. In
Ma'am,
the,
so where the marginal curve intersects with the demand curve, that is equilibrium point.
yes, here, this one,
Okay, then
this
if
red
the
line,
point,
this
yes,
red
ma'am.
line is intersecting with the, this, see this parallel line, if you have drawn, if you are there in the class, we have shown that this itself is a AR curve, this itself is a marginal revenue curve, this itself is a demand curve.
Demand curve, yes, ma'am.
This is demand, this itself is average revenue, this itself is marginal revenue.
Marginal
We
revenue.
also discussed why in perfect competition AR, MR, and D will be same. This point also I discussed. Of course, now you don't require, but we discussed that point also. Okay, because
Yes.
in perfect competition, seller will not be able to increase his demand individually in the market, because product is homogeneous. He will not be also able to increase the P price also. Okay, because existence of same price. Okay, why
Yes,
existence
yes.
of same prices? Free mobility of factors of production, product is also homogeneous, and perfect knowledge also is there to consumers and producers. Because of all these features, P also will be same. When P is the same, demand is the same, he will not be able to increase the price. He will not be able to increase, he will not be able to use any of the market strategy in perfect competition. So always see MC, this red curve, and see this parallel curve, both of them where they are intersecting. From that point, round off and draw a line touching AC and the x-axis.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay,
Yeah.
prepare this,
Okay.
understand this graph and draw the graph for unit 4. Okay, and features are given in detail, but maybe 2-3 points each feature you can remember. This is in unit 4.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, then let us go to unit 5. In unit 5, you have monopolistic. See, in perfect competition and monopolistic competition, both of them, one feature is common. The feature is free entry and free exit feature is, free entry, free exit feature is common in both. Okay. So when free entry, free exit feature is common in both, in monopolistic also, in long run, it is going to be a stable kind of, that is no huge profit, no huge loss. It is a normal profit situation. First, directly, let me show that normal profit. See here. This is a normal profit situation, zero economic profit, no loss, no profit. This is in the long period. Okay, why this is in the long period is because of free entry, free exit. You are seeing, this is the cost that he is spending, this average total cost, that is total cost. Okay, long run, LRATC is long run average total cost, or you can also just say total cost. Okay, so in the long period, this is the total cost curve, that is he is spending till here. And what is his revenue? His revenue, this is the revenue. Okay, this is average AR curve. Below the AR curve, the MR curve will be existing. So in this average revenue curve, and is intersecting with the, you can see this average revenue curve and cost curve, both of them are intersecting at this particular point. So no profit, no loss situation in the long run, long period. Okay, and short period, see this graph, this is the short period profit situation, economic profit situation. The only difference between this particular curve and the perfect competition is, in perfect competition, you see both they are parallel. Okay, but here when you are observing this monopolistic competition, only difference is you are observing in monopolistic competition, revenue curves are below. Okay, the revenue curves are slanting, marginal revenue curve, this is AR, this is AR, this is MR. Okay, this is MR and this is average revenue curve, and both of them are slanting downwards. Why they are slanting downwards is, to sell some extra products, they only, seller only had to reduce the price. If he reduce the price and give some kind of incentive, then at that point, he will be able to get some profits, he will be able to get some profits. That is the reason they are slanting downwards. And the equilibrium will be where MC is equal to MR. This is the equilibrium. Okay, where MC is equal to, marginal revenue is equal to marginal cost. From here, try to draw to touch this particular point, that is revenue, and this should also be touching towards the x-axis. Equilibrium is at a point where MC is equal to MR. This is the MC curve. This is the MC curve. This is the MC curve, and this is the marginal revenue curve, and MC curve. Only equilibrium will be at that point where MC is equal to MR. Okay, and in short period only, in monopolistic also, they can have profit, they can have loss. Coming to longer period, they will have no profit, no loss kind of situation, because in perfect competition and monopolistic, one significant feature is free entry and free exit from the market. That is why long run, only one graph, that is no profit, no loss situation. Okay, and short run, you can have a profit situation, you can also have some kind of loss situation, but long run, because of that significant no free entry, free exit, there will be only normal profit situation. So here from equilibrium point, and you can see, this is the total cost that he's spending, this is the actual revenue he's getting. Okay, this is the actual revenue he's getting. So profit will be from the equilibrium, draw a line to touch this particular AR curve, and from here till this point, this is the profit. I think this graph, this is from a old PPT I have taken. I have changed this. If you see, which I have uploaded in the latest GLearn, you can see the profit from this particular economic profit from here till here. Okay, he will be, this is the cost that he is spending, this is the profit that he is getting. Okay, and loss we will see. The loss will be, this is also, the total cost will be up. 1 minute, I will just close this and open the right PowerPoint. This is an old PPT, I think. One minute, I'll share. So this is a monopolistic competition. In this monopolistic competition, you can see average cost. This is a short run. In short run, this seller is having a profit situation. Profits, why, how you can see immediately after seeing this is profit situation is because this is his revenue, this is his cost. Okay, draw a curve which is, draw average cost curve which is below the revenue curves, and you can see equilibrium is existing at this point where MC, this is the MR curve which is slant. Always MR curve will be below the AR curve. Okay, this I think this itself I have uploaded in the GLearn. Any doubt in this diagram? Anyone has a doubt in this diagram? Anything?
Can you repeat, why did you say that
What is it?
AR curve slope downward?
Little louder. What is it?
Can you repeat, why did you say the MR and AR curve slope downward?
See, the revenue curves always in perfect competition. How did we see the revenue curve? In perfect competition, you saw the revenue curve. They are just parallel to x-axis. They are parallel to x-axis, and you can see they are actually slanting, and you can see they are actually normal lines which are parallel to x-axis. That is, you can see the price is constant. The price is constant, but at this price, you can see there is enormous demand. But here the revenue curves are, you can see the revenue curves, they are slanting downwards. always the MR will be lower than the AR. When you have seen that calculations part also, when you have seen the marginal cost and total cost and average cost, and when you have seen the production also, you saw that always MR, marginal revenue, will be lower than the average revenue, because this is the revenue that you are getting for selling some one extra unit or one extra product. That is why it is lower than the MR. The second point will be why they are slanting downwards is, see, when you wanted to sell some extra units, because see, for example, if you are at this point, let us see, if you are at this point, you see the number, the volume of goods that you are selling, they are on rise. So when you can sell an extra products or extra units is when you lower the price, when you reduce the price or give some kind of discount, or when you give some kind, for all normal products, for all normal kind of products, when you reduce, when you reduce the price only, for example, you see here, let us say 10 rupees, here it will be 5 rupees, here it will be 4 rupees, here it will be 3 rupees. When you reduce the price, then the products, number of products would you can sell in a monopolistic competition. This is in a monopolistic competition. Okay, so that is the reason, you can see the slanting AR and MR curves, normal slanting AR MR curve in a monopolistic competition. Okay, and next one, the cost curves are generally U-shaped. We saw in perfect competition also they are U-shaped. And you see, whenever there is a profit situation, draw a cost curve which is below the revenue curve. Okay, that is a general rule when you wanted to present, demonstrate, illustrate, uh, when you wanted to illustrate or when you wanted to demonstrate a profit situation. Since we are presenting a profit situation, we are illustrating the cost curve which is below the AR curve. Suppose I wanted to show a loss situation. When I wanted to show a loss situation, I have drawn this AR curve, which is above, so AC curve, average cost curve, which is above the average revenue curve. This is AR curve. I have drawn AC curve, which is above the AR curve. So this is a loss situation. So this is a profit situation, which is below, cost is below, revenue is higher, and this is a loss situation. Since I am drawing my cost curve, I have spent higher cost, my revenue is only till this demand, till the demand I have, that is my revenue is only till P star, but my cost went up to this particular point. If I wanted to cover off my cost, I have to increase this P till this point, but I am not able to do that. That's why this all is loss. Okay, so equilibrium, you can see MC is equal to MR. This is MR, this is MC. So MC is equal to MR at till this point, till this particular point there is an equilibrium where MC is intersecting with MR. That is my equilibrium point, and MC is cutting the MR curve from below. This is MC is cutting the MR curve for below. Okay, so this is from below MC curve. So this is an equilibrium. I'm drawing a line from equilibrium to touch my revenue curve, to touch my cost curve. So since C is higher than revenue, this is my loss. Okay, so here all you can see four two lines, two slanting lines, two U-shaped lines. U-shaped lines are cost curves, slanting lines are the revenue curves. In revenue, I have my AR, average revenue, I have my marginal revenue. Average revenue is equal to demand curve. Okay, and I have one full semi U-shaped curve, which is my cost curve. I have one small marginal cost curve, which is half. You can see half of that U is the marginal cost curve. Equilibrium is at the point where MC is equal to MR. This is presenting a loss scenario. This is presenting a profit situation. Okay, and features, I think we discussed many times. I think one of you can tell the features. By now you must have studied 2 3 features monopolistic.
Free entry and
Very
exit,
good,
large number of
very good,
sellers and
very good.
buyers,
Uh,
transportation cost.
there is a transportation cost in monopolistic, and close substitutes price competition. Don't forget close substitutes. We discussed taking FMCG products, like we discussed shampoo, soaps. We discussed about maybe shampoos, maybe different kinds of soaps that we see, different kinds of chocolates we have discussed. Okay, chocolates, soaps, shampoos, processed food. So all this will be in the monopolistic competition. So just remember 4 or 5. Important is there is a heroic assumption. Monopolistic is equal to monopoly plus perfect competition. Okay, and from perfect competition, free entry, free exit. So in the long run, because of that free entry, free exit, you have no profit, no loss situation. Okay, this is no profit, no loss situation. Okay.
Ma'am, only in case of loss, you have your MR line slanting, and also it goes to the negative, right,
Yeah,
ma'am?
no problem.
It goes
No
below.
problem. Actually, monopolistic competition, monopolistic competition, you can actually slanting. Monopoly lines are same, but I said monopoly, you can actually touch the x-axis. Monopolistic, you can leave it in between. Okay, and here in this particular loss situation, you can show that it has become negative. Okay, and this is no profit, no loss situation. Okay, you can actually monopolistic competition leave it in between. Okay, and if you draw the MR curve, if you still produce, MR will become, marginal revenue will become negative. Okay, you can either
Yes.
leave like this, or you can either draw it and show that the revenue is become, marginal revenue is becoming negative. So why we will leave it in between is monopolistic competition. Since there is a huge competition from the sellers, there will be some demand and some potential which will be left untapped. If it is a single monopoly, he will be able to tap whole of the market demand, but because of huge price competition and because of huge brand competition, monopolistic competitor or monopolistic seller will not be able to reap the whole of the market demand. That is the reason. You need not remember these reasons. This is just for information. Just you can leave it like this. Okay, in loss also you can leave it like this, or you can, both are right, no problem. This is no, in these three diagrams, short period and long period. Short period you can have profit, short period you can have loss. Okay, this is short period. In the long run means only this in monopolistic. Okay, and in perfect competition also, no profit, no loss in the long run. Any doubt in this? I think this only you have doubt. Okay, is it clear till here?
Yes, ma'am.
Shall we go forward? Then monopoly. I think monopoly features. Monopoly, we discussed about the features, single seller, and he will be able to reap the whole of the market demand. And in monopoly, how companies or how sellers can have monopoly. It can be because of some policy by the government. It can be you have invented something new, you can have monopoly. Okay, so monopoly and monopolistic both are very same, only difference with respect to the graphs touching the x-axis. You see, this is a total cost curve, and you see a marginal cost curve which is intersecting at this point E where equilibrium will be existing, and same the profit situation is same. um, from equilibrium line, draw a line touching the revenue curve. This is AR curve. Okay, always the top line is A. Remember like that, as the first letter is A, top line is AR, and MR will be below that particular AR. Okay, rest everything, if you read one monopolistic profit, monopoly profit also same. Okay, only the difference is x-axis, you will show that the revenue curves are touching the x-axis, and this is a loss. Same loss curve also you can draw like this. And MC curve, here they have shown a slanting line. You can also show a U-shaped line, even that will hold good. Okay, but marginal cost, his marginal cost, he is able to gradually, you can see the MC is increasing, and at one point it will become a semi U-shaped. If you extend it further, even if you draw here a semi U-shaped, no problem at all, perfectly no problem at all. Okay, and equilibrium is same where MC is equal to MR, and draw a line which is touching the cost curves and touching the revenue curve. So this is the cost that you are spending, and this is the revenue that he is getting. So his cost is more than the revenue, so he is having a loss situation. And here either you can draw a small U-shaped curve, or you can draw a same line. No problem at all. Okay, this is monopoly loss scenario, and this is a monopoly balanced situation. Okay, this is a monopoly balance. Only the marginal cost curves, they are little broader than the uh, this monopolistic curves. Okay, because monopolistic curves, you can see they are little broader, but same curve also you can draw here. No, not a big problem, but you can see they are little broader in a monopoly kind of situation. Equilibrium will be where MC is equal to MR in both monopolistic monopoly also. Okay, so in short run and long run they can have any situation. That is, they can have a balance situation, they can have a loss situation, they can have a profit situation. Okay. Any graph you wanted again? Yeah.
Ma'am, sorry, I didn't heard that.
Yeah.
In Monopoly, you get any situation in both the short
Ah,
run and long
yes,
run?
yes, yes. In
Okay.
long run also, because he's only seller, no,
Okay, okay.
and there is no free entry, free exit. He is a only seller, and there is no question of free entry, because anyone can't enter the monopoly market. There are very severe restrictions to enter the. Suppose somebody is entering the monopoly market. Best example is vaccination during Corona time. Initially, there was only one vaccine. So when the second seller gets a patent and enters the monopoly market, market will be shared between two, and it will become a duopoly market. Duopoly market. Duopoly is not there in our syllabus, and the duopoly market situation also, you can have all profit loss, no profit no loss in both short period and also the long run. Long run also you can have a profit loss and all, and no profit no loss situation. Diagram, one market if you prepare, second market you need not prepare. Okay,
Yes, ma'am.
both are same, only features are different. Only features will be different in monopolistic and monopoly. And monopolistic, in the long run, only no profit no loss. Monopoly, you can have all kinds of situations in short period and long period. No confusion. Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Got it.
Perfect competition, only long run you will have balance situation. Monopolistic, long run you will have balance situation. Monopoly, no difference between short period long period. And oligopoly. Oligopoly characteristics we discussed. I think will you not have doubt in characteristics or examples also I gave for all. Okay, read the examples for all. Oligopoly, only the oligopoly only one diagram. We did not differentiate between short run and long run. All these two diagrams, prepare only one diagram, whichever is easy for you. Both are same diagrams. Okay, and listen carefully. The diagram presents same cost curves are same. You are seeing marginal cost, average cost. Average cost presents how much you are spending. Marginal cost is also presenting how much you are spending for one extra product. Only difference is, you see there, you saw the revenue curves are slanting downwards in monopoly and monopolistic. But here what you can see, the revenue curve is divided into two parts. One part is perfectly elastic, one part you find perfectly inelastic. Perfectly elastic part is the upper part. Perfectly inelastic, relatively elastic is the upper part, relatively inelastic is the lower part. Relatively elastic means small change in price can bring a huge change in the demand from the side of a consumer. That is, you are giving a small change in price, it is going to bring a huge change in the demand, the upper part. Lower part is relatively inelastic. That is, for example, even if you give a huge price discount, demand might not increase to the expected extent. Okay, so that these points also I have written. And this is the revenue curve has two parts. Okay, and at the middle, in the middle of these two parts, there is a kink. Okay, the demand curve, relatively elastic, relatively inelastic part, you have a kink. Okay, what is this kink? At this point of the kink, price is rigid, price is constant at P. Quantity, what oligopoly sellers are giving in the market space, is also constant. Okay, price is constant and quantity is also constant. Why? Because, as I said, the sellers can't increase the quantity that they are selling by increasing the price. Because if one oligopoly means few sellers, as we discussed, let us say five sellers or six sellers. When these five, six sellers are trying to increase the price, one seller is trying to increase the price, because if he's increasing the price, he can get profits. Other sellers won't increase the price. Okay, and the person who is increasing the price will be at loss. Ultimately, he'll come back to this price. Suppose one oligopoly seller wanted to reduce the price somewhere to P2 or P3, somewhere here, and try to increase the volume that he's selling. Even that he can't do. If he's doing that, others all will reduce the price. So he will not have any extra benefit, and actually market price will come down. So price is rigid at P, quantity is rigid at Q. Okay, that is the reason for the kink in the demand. Oligopoly seller can't increase the price and get profits, can't decline the price and get profits. Okay, this is with respect to the AR curve. And what about the MR curve? MR curve as is actually becoming a straight line. MR curve actually becomes a straight line and actually has a gap. It becomes a straight line in between and actually has a gap. This is what is called as a gap. I have written this in the explanation if you read the PPT. Okay, why this gap persists is, at this particular point of kink, any amount of price that he is charging, and the quantity would be Q1. The quantity is constant at Q1 below the kink, and price would become at any amount of price you charge, quantity is fixed what oligopoly seller is offering because of the cartel groups. Okay, and in this, through this particular gap, the cost curve, average cost curve, MR cost curve are passing through. MC cost curve and AC cost curves are passing through. And AC equilibrium is at that point. This is whole is MR, no? This is also MR. You can name this as PC or something. Anything you can name. Okay. And if you see through this particular gap, the cost curves are passing. Equilibrium will be at this point where MC is equal to MR. This is MC. This is the MR curve, no? Which actually this is also an MR curve, which is becoming straight line. Okay, this is an equilibrium point, and through this equilibrium point, if you draw a line to revenue, you can draw a line to quantity. So generally, oligopoly sellers would be having a decent profit. So always the revenue is, this is the revenue. Revenue is higher than the cost. Okay, this explanation I have given it here. Okay, you can see this explanation. This is called kinkadom. Only one graph in oligopoly. Any specific doubt in this graph?
Ma'am, where is the equilibrium point
Equilibrium
exactly?
point will be this point. MC is equal to MR. MC is equal to MR. Okay, this is MC, this is MR. You can mark equilibrium point. MC is equal to MR. At any point in this particular gap, the cost will become same. The cost, he's able to manage his marginal cost will become same. So you can see this particular graph. This is you can see this particular point. At this particular point, equilibrium is same. MC is equal to MR. You can name this as E. This point, this particular point. Here also at this particular point,
Yes.
equilibrium. From here, see this exactly appears below the kink. This is his revenue, this is his cost. Generally, oligopoly markets, the sellers would be having a cost or profit situation where revenue will be higher than the cost. Okay, only one graph,
Yes, ma'am.
only one graph, features, one graph, that's all. So I think it's a simple one, only features you remember, and one graph, only revenue curve have a slanting, have two parts in the revenue curve. One is relatively more elastic, one is relatively less elastic. Okay, and you MR curve, you divide it into two parts with a gap, and through that gap the cost curves will should pass. Equilibrium is where MC is equal to MR. Okay. Okay, any other doubts?
Ma'am, learning curve.
A learning curve, you can see once, or you can actually leave it also. Okay.
Ma'am, what are the types of oligopoly?
No, not required. That we have not given. No, no one taught. Only features of oligopoly we have included, and one graph that is there in the syllabus. Okay, features of oligopoly and one graph. That is what everyone
In
taught. All the
in
fact.
sample questions, they ask what is the type of oligopoly.
What is the type of which one here?
Sample questions, ma'am.
Which sample questions? Here?
No, ma'am,
Ma'am,
not in.
ma'am, a small doubt.
Oh, yes.
In Monopoly, our
Oligopoly,
revenue line.
first with reference to oligopoly, we all decided to include, I mean, in the general meeting of all campuses, only one kind of diagram, some features. That's all. Everyone, I have stick to this, they said. Okay. See, last year syllabus, before last year syllabus, you might have downloaded from somewhere. That syllabus is different. Your syllabus, types of oligopoly is not there. No, you see the course outline. Types of oligopoly we have not included in your syllabus. If you see the course outline, I have the course outline. If you see the course outline, types of oligopoly, different types of oligopoly, because of term system, we did not include coercive, non-coercive oligopoly. All that is not there in the syllabus. Okay.
Ma'am, a doubt.
Okay, oligopoly cleared. Huh?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, only this diagram you read them, and features also. Features of oligopoly. One kind of kink demand curve model only has been taught by all the faculty. So when all of us teach the same thing, and this is only there in the syllabus. So let us only stick to the syllabus. Yes. Monopoly.
Ma'am, in Monopoly, we have the revenue curves touching the x-axis, but in monopolistic, they are not touching the x-axis.
Yes,
Is there
perfect.
any
Correct.
difference?
Correct. Yes,
Like, will
correct.
it make any difference in?
No. Monopoly, just to see that see, you can see this, no? Draw like this.
Yes, ma'am.
Monopolistic,
Okay.
you can see this gap, no?
Yeah.
even
Like,
they
why
touch
there is the
even they
gap?
touch the diagram is perfect, we will
Okay.
see. But only thing is,
Okay.
don't draw like that when you know that, that's all.
Okay, ma'am. Okay, ma'am.
But write the description, like you see the cost curve, revenue curves, and mark profit and loss if asked. This is no profit, no loss. This is loss, so just like this mark, I'm saying this is a loss, just mark like that. And this is a profit, just mark like that. Okay. Yes. Any other this thing, production and all?
Ma'am, and also in the long run, do we have to put the graphs of
Be
balanced ones?
fast. See, they won't ask everything in one answer. Suppose somebody is asking profit, they will ask profit or loss. They won't ask all three diagrams. Time won't be sufficient.
So what they're asking, only we have to include that
Yes,
graph, not
whatever they
all.
ask, suppose they were talking about profit, only talk about, draw the profit curve and explain very clearly. If they are asking what different kinds, if they are asking about profit loss together, if the answer is sounding like that, both of them, all three might not be asked in the same. But if you have time, you can draw. If you find only
Okay.
one diagram, one answer you are drawing, um, you can give. And oligopoly, only one diagram, no unit. Oligopoly, only one diagram. Monopolistic, you have three diagrams. But if they're asking in short run, short period means profit loss, you say. If they're saying long period will you'll have only balance kind of situation, monopolistic, that you draw.
Okay.
Monopoly, if they're asking, you mentioned that all three can happen, and any question they are asking specifically, you answer.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you.
This markets. Okay, all will be easy. It won't be so hard.
Mom, what about the
Okay,
product discrimination?
in which product discrimination in monopolistic?
Discrimination and price discrimination. Yeah.
Price and product discrimination you will have in monopolistic. Product
You've
discrimination means existence of same kind of product, existence of very close substitutes.
okay. We have to
And price
explain that.
discrimination is giving discounts to sell more, because products are very close substitute, they'll give price product discrimination and price discrimination.
Okay.
Okay,
Yes, ma'am.
only these you prepare thoroughly and you will be able to answer. Okay, and any other things? Product and price discrimination means immediately monopolistic. When a company is expanding, company can reduce the profit. That concept is called economies of scale. No diagrams, just description. Marginal rate of technical. This is isoquants. I think calculations you all know. Somebody was asking where are the problems. Problems are we have discussed in production. Okay. I think formula also I have given. Any other doubts or?
Ma'am,
Should I?
also, is the learning curve important? Like, will they be asking any questions? Like, in what type they'll ask?
No. You can actually leave it. You can actually.
Okay.
This is an extra point we have
Okay.
discussed. It's there in the
Okay.
syllabus.
Okay.
Maybe one line or two lines you can just. How in a long run firm can improve its efficiency. Just that line you remember. That's all.
Ma'am, numericals only we can expect from this
Yes, only
production chapter.
production in all sections. Only they have taught in production only. Okay, numericals are only taught in are only explained in production. Actually we can say it in demand and supply, we they have not taught in any of the this thing. In our meeting what we have discussed is we only have touched that in production analysis. I think other sections also might have shared with you. We only taught in this production this thing, and total product, marginal product, average product, and in addition to that total cost consists of this. Other than that, all the other faculty also did not teach in other chapters.
Ma'am, second unit is only for section A, ma'am.
Second unit is
Only for 5 marks section A, ma'am.
whatever is there in that end trimester brief, only follow like that. Okay.
Okay, ma'am.
3, 4, 5 are essay questions. That is optional choice. A, B like that. Okay. Only unit 2, 3, 4, I think, are there in this first part. That is very short answer questions like that. Short answer questions like that.
Ma'am,
Okay.
also regarding the isoquants and its types, do we have to go in depth or just the names mentioning is a
Just
enough?
features of isoquant, three features. How to draw
Okay.
an isoquant. Anyhow, you know that is like a demand curve. X-axis, what is shown in isoquant? One product is shown in isoquant x-axis. Y-axis, one product is shown in isoquant. What is definition of isoquant? That is enough.
So
One
types are not required.
No, don't read types. Don't need not read types. Okay, just that will be sufficient. What is an isoquant? What are five features or three features or four? Four you read. Four features of isoquant. What is an isoquant? Okay, and what is shown on x-axis, y-axis, definition of isoquant. With that, it is done. Okay, don't read, need not read types of isoquants, because other sections these are not taught, it seems. So you can leave different types of isoquant, but understand what is isoquant. That is a
Ma'am, also in the short run of productivity, is the law of proportionality and law of diminishing same?
law of variable proportions.
Yeah, law of variable proportions and law of diminishing marginal
Law of
productivity.
diminishing marginal utility is different. For example, law of diminishing marginality, read short term law of variable proportions.
Okay.
Short run, okay, and long run is returns to scale. Read these two. Law of diminishing
Okay.
marginal utility is connected with that, indirectly linked with that. But law of diminishing marginal utility, actually I think we have included somewhere here. Law of diminishing marginal utility actually says that when a same product is consumed over and over again, actual utility derived from the product actually declines. Okay,
Okay, ma'am.
understand law of diminishing marginal utility. I think it is there in the unit 2, but unit 3 we have only included variable proportions, law of variable proportions or short run law, and long run returns to scale. Long run returns to scale, that's all. Okay, diminishing marginal utility we gave in unit 2. Unit 2 is only there in a short, as he said, it is only there in the okay, it's only there in unit 2, law of diminishing margin, unit 2 only. So it will not come under essay question, kind of. Okay, that's all. Any other doubt, you can come early and you can meet me. I'll be there from 8:30 onwards in the college. Okay,
Okay, ma'am.
are
Thank you,
everyone
ma'am.
there? Don't worry, paper will be simple.
Thank you, ma'am. Good day.
Paper will be very simple, don't worry. I think let us see if there are some doubts in the chat box. You see, important topics I can't give you. Try to understand. If I give some concepts, no, I don't know what some people from Bangalore or some other faculty have given. Suppose that paper comes, what will be the situation? I tell something different, and we all will be within that syllabus. No one can go out of the syllabus, but really they won't share. I mean, faculty also, we will not share what other people are giving confidentially. Every faculty would be sending to exam department. So even we all, for me also it is not. That's why even last year's paper also is not with us, because while evaluating it will come online. We will see, we will evaluate, and we will send it off. That is after the examination. Till the examination, we don't know out of that 8 what the central administrative exam department will pick up. They will take copies and send it to our department. That is how it actually works. So even I'm tomorrow I will also see along with you in the exam this thing. That's why we are explaining so many times, we are revising. Okay, that is the reason. That's the reason we revised whole syllabus 3-4 times like that. Even I'll know along with you, because they'll pick up and they'll make some. We all will be sending some kind of banks confidentially, and they will pick up and make a paper and send it to you. Mid examination, faculty will be giving, but this end examination, central administrative department would be